Hello all, this is JC3 from Is This Real? Do you want to start your own podcast? Then look no further than Buzzsprout.com. We here at Green Hour Media use Buzzsprout, and we love the team at Buzzsprout. They are all about helping you succeed. Buzzsprout gets your show listed in every major podcast platform. Follow the link in our show notes to let Buzzsprout know that we sent you. It gets you a $20 paid Amazon gift card if you sign up with a paid plan and helps support our show. Join us and over 100,000 podcasters already using Buzzsprout.com to get your message out to the world.
Live from the Keith Vincent Carroll Studios, Green Hour Media presents Is This Real? Tonight's episode, The Mysteries of Bigfoot. And now your host, Joe Caola III.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Is This Real?
Is it?
As usual, with me tonight, I have the man with the plan next to me, Mr. Roblox, Joshua Rivera. What's up, Roblox?
Yo, what's going on?
On the other side, we got Mr. Wahoo West. What's up, Ryu?
Just gotta keep the fucking tradition
I
going.
gotta keep it going.
Just side
It's a
note,
running
just
joke,
side
folks.
note, everybody. Every fucking week, these people fuck up my name.
First of all, these people, don't say these people. We just know
Well,
who
you know
one
what?
it is.
You know what? It's all good. Wahoo is in the building.
Wahoo. Oh, Wahoo is in the
Wahoo West.
And then our Mr. Introductor. What's up, Dad?
Oh, how you doing, man? Everybody's good tonight, I hope. Everybody's ready to go?
Yes,
We're
All right,
finally
let's kick
back
this
in the
ass.
back in the booth after a week of being sick. But
Yeah.
With the vaccine.
with the vaccine, we were
That-
sick
that-
with the
that-
vaccine.
I don't know what the hell was worse,
But
the actual disease or the fucking vaccine. Holy shit.
that's a whole nother episode.
That could be an episode.
That could.
Yeah.
So tonight, as Dad said, our episode, and we kick off a new season, gentlemen.
We're like
We are
Fortnite.
officially
Not sponsored, by the way.
in season 3 of Is This Real? And I believe I said this on the last episode. Our season, I guess, I don't know, topic, I guess you would call it.
Themes.
Theme, yeah, topic, theme, whatever, is we were talking about monsters, we were talking about cryptics, we were talking about all that good shit. Because I think these are topics that everyone knows about. Not a lot of people want to talk about.
Well, before you get started, let's explain what a cryptid is. A cryptid can actually take in a lot of different things. Loch Ness Monster, Bigfoot, Yeti, Sasquatch, Jersey Devil. Basically what it is, it's a malformation of or a conglomeration of different animals put together to form another species
That we don't know.
that we don't know about.
that exists or not.
Is
Just
it
sort of-
real?
Is it real?
That's
real?
a good question. That's a good question.
And I think that was a good. These are good topics to sit here and talk about because I think everyone asks the questions: is this real? Are they real? And I think to start off, it's the granddaddy of cryptics.
Yeah, I think I'm real.
Okay, calm down, you high bastard. The granddaddy of cryptics, cryptids, whatever, is Bigfoot. What? Shut up, Josh.
English is a great one.
Shut up. All
I'm going
right,
to give you an entire script for every episode.
you're not going to give me shit. I do what I want.
But you're
I
assuming
own
you can read.
I
mean,
own
come
this
on
bitch.
now.
All right. So, like I said, Bigfoot is the granddaddy of all the monsters. Better.
Yeah, that's better.
Okay. And I think there's a history with Bigfoot that not a lot of people like. They want to sit there and like, oh, we hear Bigfoot sightings, and you watch the History Channel, people with long ass beards in the backwoods looking with shotguns. We're gonna go
For some reason,
We
they
gonna
all,
go get
They all
Bigfoot.
happen to be just hunting in the woods, just going through, and they happen to see it about 100 yards away, and it happen about 30 yards in that direction, and they see a hairy beast that just moves, and you don't hear it move.
We've
no
really
more.
got to take this to video, man, because
I
nobody
feel
would
like
fucking
we just
believe
lost the
this.
South.
Who needs them?
Anyway,
Anyway, So Bigfoot are commonly referred to as a Sasquatch. In the Canadian and American folklore, it's an ape-like creature
Shout out to Canada.
that is purported to inhabit the forests of North America. Supposed evidence of Bigfoot's existence is based on a number of anecdotal visual sightings, disputed video and audio recordings, photographs, casts of large Bigfoots, etc. Some of these speculated or known to be hoaxes. Bigfoot has become an icon within the fringe of subculture called cryptozoology, and that's a big word. Which, obviously, we just talked about the cryptics. What? Why are you staring at? Why is everybody staring at me?
Cryptids.
I don't know.
It says cryptozoology. I said that correctly.
I can't even talk.
Exactly. And an
contagious,
enduring
people.
element
Yeah.
of popular
Mine's a terrible
culture.
thing. I know.
So
Anyway, first sightings. How about we start from there? Because I think that might be a good point.
Yes. Did anybody see this fucking thing? Joshua,
can-
get us in that direction.
hold on.
I got
do
you.
you
I think-
have the Josh? Do you have the or maybe even
got
Eric?
you.
Do you have the background for why they call it a Bigfoot?
No. I actually do. It's Salish says sax.
Did you spill your bong on this one too?
No, not in this episode. Fuck you. It's Salish says sax. I swear to God,
Okay.
that's what it's. Swear to God.
So-
he's right.
Or
It's
wild
Salishin.
or wild men.
No, he's right. It's Salish. So it says sax. It's hard to say.
It's
or meaning wild
Sasquatch is
men.
the North American counterpart of the Himalayan abominable snowman or the Yeti. And the first person to discover Sasquatch prints was a British explorer, David Thompson, in 1811. And the most famous photo, or that iconic photo, was taken by Roger Patterson.
That was the worst British accent I've ever heard.
Fuck them.
Oh, we just lost the.
They're not worried. They're not worried about our podcast. They're too worried about the Prince Philip dying at 99. Like, what the fuck's the mystery? of that?
He looked like a cryptoid, whatever the fuck you wanna call it.
anyways, with them tea sipping.
All right.
Roger, I love y'all. I have British in me. That's why I say it. I am a product of y'all colonization. Roger Patterson contributed to more photos of the Bluff Creek, the iconic photo
Yeah.
in California, 1967. That's like a wild turn.
Yeah, that was called the Patterson-Gimlin film.
Well, I find it kind of a little.
It looks like a
not
gorilla.
Little funny because depending on where you read from, they say that David Thompson is sometimes credited with the first discovery at 1811. Who the hell else is out there getting credited?
I mean, I don't know, man.
I only ever saw his name. I don't get why they would word it that way.
I don't know.
Well, I have, obviously I have the origin of the Bigfoot name here, and then I have other uses of the Bigfoot name. So in the 1830s, a Wyandot chief, I believe I said that correctly, was nicknamed Bigfoot due to significant size, strength, and large feet. So basically, all these Bigfoot names come from Native American
Tribes?
tribal chiefs.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them that are called, Bigfoot, wide dick, shit like that.
this nigga.
But in 1958, Jerry Crew, a logging company bulldozer operator in Humboldt County, California, discovered a set of large 410 millimeters or 16-inch human-like footprints sunk deep into within the mud of the Six Rivers National Forest near the Trinity River.
Yeah, that's something that I was seeing a lot with on Discovery Channel.
A lot of people just seen 16,
not even 16. Well, that's always the description that they give it when they're making the casts. The casts.
the casts of the feet.
They're always about 14, 16 inches big. And it happens to look like a human foot. Personally, I personally don't think anything because I've never seen any bones. Well, actually, no. The closest they got into that was
Was it some DNA or something?
they found Gigantopithecus blackie. I swear to God, that's the name of it. found by Dr. Ralph von Consville, something like that, in 1935 in China. It's the largest primate ever to roam the earth on the fossil record that they have. So
Well,
so that could be related to Bigfoot.
But you know what messes me up with that though, because they're saying, 16 feet or 16 inches. 16 inches.
that's big. That's a big.
That's a big ass foot. Yeah,
we're
but
talking like Shaq feet, bro.
but that's what I'm saying. Basketball players have 16, 17 inch foot now, so it's like
Yeah, but they're not out in the woods, bro. Like,
you never know.
Yeah, some of them only top off at like what 7 feet. Like
yeah,
Sasquatch,
Sasquatch's always saying
Bigfoot's supposed to be anywhere
3 meters or something like that. It's like,
But I mean,
2
most
to 4.5 meters. I think it was read, or for Americans, it's 6 to 15 feet.
most of these sightings are happen in the Pacific Northwest.
Like
about 1/3 of the sightings in the North America.
Oregon.
But
There's
we'll
some,
talk.
There've been some that have been reported out in like the Carolinas.
Yeah, North Carolina had one.
What is it? Minnesota is another one.
I'm
Yeah,
not
we'll
sure about Minnesota, but I know North Carolina had their own. I know Arkansas's got one. But again, see, this what drives me crazy about this is, I get the fact that we have the Patterson footage and we have all this other stuff. We have the die cast of all these feet, and there's got to be something to that. But how is it that no one's ever been able to capture one of these things?
Or find any bones.
Well, we'll talk about that
I mean, the
as soon
closest I
as-
know they got was DNA, and they said it was something, but that.
We'll be back after a quick break.
Hey, Ryan. Hi, this is Sarah Palin.
Ryan, Donald Trump Jr.
Hogs to win seal. Hey, everybody, I want y'all to check out a fellow Marines podcast.
My name is Ted Nugent, and I got a call from my buddy Ryan F. Samuels, and he wants me to tell you that he's a working hard, playing all-American son of a who is celebrating God, family, country.
Welcome to the Ryan Samuels Show, one of the top political podcasts in the United States, where we have a healthy distrust for government and mainstream media. The Ryan Samuels Show is a raw, unfiltered look at American politics.
Well, we'll talk about that as soon as we get back from the sponsor, right? Are you looking for a vinyl LP or cassette tape? 45 RPM? If so, you come to the right place. Golden Spins. We have thousands of titles in stock and ready to ship. Call us at 862-336-2275 or go to our store at discogs.com/seller/goldenspins/profile. We can find whatever you may need. We proudly accept PayPal and every major credit card. So as we get back from
This
the
is going to be the
sponsor-
first lynching we've ever had on this fucking program.
Yeah, Joshua's mad at me
I don't
because
think
I
we
don't
should
read the
use
script
those
or
words.
whatever. Yes, please.
I don't
We're
think we
already
should
talking
use
about
those
we already have a bad rep at the South in this episode, and now the Brits, and now we're talking about lynching. Okay, this is literally the worst episode we've ever done. Goddamn Bigfoot. But so this, like I said, the sightings. There's about 1/3 of them happen within the Pacific Northwest. There's scattered around the U.S., yes, but about 1/3 of them happen in the Pacific Northwest, and there's a lot of them that happen in the Great Lakes region. So mostly, it's these densely wooded areas that you're gonna find, sightings or happen to come by
Allegedly.
and then there's some prominent videos that I've seen that they're in like the mountains, but I guess they're at the like snowy mountains, but I guess you don't classify that as a Bigfoot or a Sasquatch. I guess that would be a Yeti. But that's what I'm saying.
Well, that's different names, but I think if you wanted to, you could probably come to the conclusion that it might be like a family that was like separated. Like, yeah, we have different names, Yeti, Bigfoot, all that type of stuff. But it could have been at one point that's probably still a
the
species.
Chupacabra. Yes, I said that. No,
Stop talking.
No, just
I
no.
said
that
that
was a
wrong.
species that could have still be
No,
alive
completely
in wooded
different.
areas.
Fine.
And the reason why I say that is because
hang my head
there's
now.
even the theory that we haven't fully explored the ocean. There's probably dozens of marine species down there that we don't even know about because we can't really get down there. Yeah, sure, we
not
have
only-
technology to get there, but it could be the same concept with something like Bigfoot. Like,
Well,
it
not
might
only-
be
not only that-
something left over.
Something you can also take in consideration, Josh, is back in, let's say, what, 30, 40,000 years ago, that the land was still connected back then. There was a land bridge that
You're
connected.
talking about Pangea?
Or I guess you could call it Pangea. I don't
Well,
know.
Pangea was like at the beginning of time.
Well, I know that at one point all land was connected. I don't know what the hell that thing was called. I'm not a scientist. I'm not no biologist.
Well,
I barely know how to speak English.
I know there's also a land. I forgot the bridge that they called that connected the land that is Russia and Alaska. I forgot what that was called.
That's what I'm talking about. Because
there's a lot of Native Americans that cross that bridge and stuff like that. I forgot. It started with a B or something like that. If anybody listening and you hear this episode, please, we apologize for most of the shit that we say. And if you could correct us and help us learn more, because again, we're learning stuff too, people.
I guess no matter of fact, we got technology in front of us to look it up right now.
That's true. We can do that. But yeah, if we're going to talk about
because that's where it ties in with the Himalayan counterpart. Because if that gigantus whatever animal that they found on record came from China and it came from Asia at one point, all the land was connected. So you could say that this family of species traveled in their packs or whatever, and when the land separated and it got separated by the sea, you could say that this is where these wild Bigfoot come in, because as you can see, they're all concentrated in the Pacific Northwest for some strange reason. How the land was all connected at one point.
You're right.
You can tie that into that.
What I have a problem with, especially with the Bigfoot, is that if you sit there and try to justify sightings or anything like that, and the problem that there's a lot of
people see crazy shit every day. I see ghosts in the corner of my eye, bro.
There's a lot of fake shit out there too. As far as the Bigfoot, like if you can't talk about Bigfoot without talking about the hoaxes of Bigfoot, because there's a lot of people that try to duplicate it and say, "Look, I saw a Bigfoot."
See, but that's the problem. That's the problem exactly that I have. There's going to be people that are going to do that. No matter they do that with everything.
Yeah.
But what bothers me is if this is real, if this whole thing is real, and like you say, the family got separated and whatever, which I think is a very viable. I think that's probably a great explanation. But the assholes that go out there and do stupid shit is going to really push this away from the mainstream. And you're not going to, and people are going to go, yeah, Bigfoot, right, whatever, okay. And coupled with the fact that we've never found one, we've never have legitimate capture of one, and then they say, well, if we,
especially with the amount of technology we have today too.
Well, that's it. That's what gets me. We can do this, but I don't think it's important enough to do it. They don't want to shoot it because what if it's a man? What if it's something that it's an intelligent creature? Like, it's a human being, but it's a human being crossed with an ape or whatever, and they don't want to kill it. I understand that. And to Josh's point before about the ocean is so vast, when we first got down to the beginning of the Mariana Trench, there was stuff that we didn't know. And then we came up with a fish one, the very first time they were down there, they came up with a species of fish called a coelacanth. It looked like a giant catfish. They never knew it existed. But that's what happens when unexplored territory gets explored for the first time. And if we ever put together a true investigation where we got the government behind it to really canvass these woods, you're gonna get your answer. Why haven't we done that yet? That's the problem I got. I do believe that there is this species of creature, and I believe it's really smart. But there's always that lingering doubt. You know what I mean?
To go to your point before I'm reading this right now, there's a thing called the Gigantolopithecus.
The Gigantopithecus blackie.
Yeah, so they're saying that the Bering Land Bridge is what it's called.
Bering
connected Asia and
Alaska,
North America. And they're saying that they migrated across that bridge, and their fossils have not been found in the Americas, but the only recovered fossils are of mandibles and teeth, leaving uncertainty that
he found a molar or like some jaw and stuff like that.
But to get to your point, so that Bering Land Bridge, there is a theory that these creatures did cross that bridge, and then when it sunk into the sea, got separated, which is why you have creatures here, creatures there, different countries trying to make...
And they all adapt to different parts of the world.
What do you think about this, Josh?
That's why I brought up the idea. I think it's completely possible. It's like you just said, it's the same theory. Stuff that could have lived on the other side of the continent could have crossed over. That's why I bring that up to begin with. That's why I made that comparison with the ocean, because you just never know. And like the thing that was in the back of my head was that since there's allegedly global warming, whatever, people are saying this is happening, ice melting, all this type of stuff. There's been little articles here and there that I've seen where they're saying that they're even discovering dead animals that were frozen in the ice caps. They're even discovering like
mammoths and stuff, right?
Yeah, stuff like that, or even ancient diseases or viruses or bugs, stuff.
The Black Plague was like in Madagascar or something like that.
That was all the way back then. And if you think of it that way, there's always that possibility. As to whether it actually is real in the current time we're in right now, I have no idea. But I think it is a good possibility. Looking back, say, 50 years, or even as back far as into the 1800s, like the first sightings, it could be possible. Maybe there might be one legendary one left, or maybe not.
It's like a Pokemon.
I think there's probably a really good possibility of it actually being real
Pokemon.
and maybe out there. And like Dad said, we just can't find a damn thing because it's hitting so well. Yeah. But then again, you gotta, like he said, you got to explore. If you don't explore, and it goes to your point of it wasn't important enough, maybe that's why no one does it now. Like they don't think it's important enough. Like if it's there,
nobody really cares to find a Bigfoot.
Exactly. Like if it's there, it's okay, but it's not harming anybody. Right. It's one of those things like in movies, where they have that same type of theme or theory or whatever it is. They try to find an animal, alien, whatever it is, and it's literally just sitting there trying to eat. It's not bothering anybody, but yet there's this whole commotion and things and stuff like that. It's and
then that's how the other aliens come in.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, everyone. We're gonna take another quick break, so stay tuned.
How you doing? You like movies? We like movies. You like music? So do we. What about TV and video games? Are you interested in those? Well, I'm going to make you an offer you can't refuse. A brand new podcast is coming soon. We are Multimedia Mafia. We like to discuss, critique, and argue over the media that we love. Series premieres on May 5th with a new episode dropping every Wednesday. Tune in, or a couple of guys from Jersey is going to pay you a visit.
All right, back from the break. I don't know. To me, I can't get myself to sit here and say
that it's real.
That it's real. I can't sit here. There's too many.
I'm too skeptical.
Skeptical.
Whatever.
Again,
you know what I'm trying to say.
Now, when we get our Patreon up and running, we're going to have some of this stuff on the Patreon, and you can judge for yourself. We're going to put the vocalizations up there. We're going to put some video up there. That is this real? Is this something that is actually occurring now? And to Josh's point, these things might just be sitting there minding their own business. You've never heard of, gee, I was walking down the street and Bigfoot attacked me. Yeah. Or Bigfoot, not Bigfoot. I don't know where I got that from, but whatever. Okay. Folk. Yeah. Big fuck. Maybe in China. There goes the Chinese people. Anyway.
We're never going to make it into Asia.
You're killing my dreams here, Joe.
We're never going to make it anywhere at this point.
It's just poured down the tube.
These things are, maybe they're smarter than we are. Maybe they're like, hey, keep looking for me.
Well,
asshole,
there is a theory out there, which I'm reading right here. It says there's claims about the origins and characteristics of big feet. I'm just going to say it out there.
That's their plural.
Yeah. Have also crossed over with other paranormal claims, including the Bigfoot, extraterrestrials, and UFOs are related, or that Bigfoot creatures are psychic and can cross into different dimensions or are completely supernatural in origin.
That's the problem I got right there.
Yeah, because that doesn't make any fucking sense. And everybody's citing before you go, and everybody's sightings when they say that they've so-called seen this damn thing moving, that it moves without bobbing its head as if it's just floating. What kind of fucking animal leaves a print and can't bob its head, bro?
That's what I mean.
That doesn't make any type of sense to me.
That's why I don't believe in the Bigfoot. I don't believe in the Sasquatch, Bigfoot, Yeti, whatever you want to call those.
I can justify and say that I believe that it was real. We probably never will find the fossils. Who knows? The Earth is Earth. A lot of pressure underneath them rocks. I don't know what's happening out there. Some oil's being made. Some diamonds are being made. It's a lot of pressure underneath.
I get that. You know, it could have been a creature that lived years ago, you know, because, you know, if you look at, you know, fossils or studies of these humanoid type figures before, you know, in the prehistoric era, these hairy, you know, things that
barbarians,
you know,
Neanderthals,
those motherfuckers. So it could be one of those things where, you know, things like, if you take a look at history now, there's a lot more taller and bigger people than there were 60, 70 years ago. So you could sit there and say that people have grown with time and shortened with time. You know what I mean? It's just like with anything else. How the earth changes is going to affect the things that live on the earth.
Yeah.
So I can
agree with that.
This creature, there could be one out there that just, you know, walks, doesn't kill anything, doesn't eat, it just minds its own business and says, "Hey, what's up?" You know, and just walks the fuck out. You know,
at the same time, it could actually be more intelligent enough to say, you know what, I'm minding my own business, but I also have an eye on the prize. I know that I'm going to stay at a site. I'm going to do what I got to do. And you're never going to see me because I'm not going to allow it.
What?
Intelligent enough to the capacity where it knows how to cover its tracks.
Right.
And if any, like, if let's say it does travel in packs like an animal, it has to be smart enough so that when someone dies, so when one of them dies, that they have to like bury that or hide that.
But you don't use Look, I've never seen a sighting where it said we've seen 4 or 5 big feet in one area. It's always just one. Like you said, with these hicks in the backyard or whatever the fuck you want to call it in the South, it's these. Hey, there's something moving 100 yards in the middle of the night.
Hicks, I mean.
Well, no, we can't go that far either because,
we need a delete button.
A censor button or something. Because then again, it is a TV show. And what I saw,
most TV shows I don't believe.
Yeah. But there is a lore that goes all the way out in Brazil. They called it a mapinguara. I think that's what they called it. But from what he was describing, he said that he was hunting on like a platform, and that he heard like something walking around like it looked like it was walking on 2 feet like a person, humanoid, tall, and just like yelling out like every 20 minutes, like you know, like mating calls or something like that. So who knows? Like, the Amazon's a very densely populated thing.
Well,
so
that's what I'm saying.
So
it
who
could
knows?
Be anything. It could literally be anything in the Amazon desert.
Yeah, but there's a lot of vocalizations that you
Amazon
got.
Forest.
But a lot of the stuff that you hear will be identified by scientists. It's when you get to the point where the scientist goes, I really don't know what the fuck that is.
Well, there's a lot of noises that science don't identify either.
You're right, but again, how many of them are howling in the woods?
Well,
how many of them
or howling in a sound that or howling in a way that you're just like, I don't recognize an animal that can make this sound.
How do we know it's a mating call then?
I don't know. I'm just saying shit.
But that's what I'm saying. So people say it's searching for a partner. It's a mating call. How the fuck do you know that? Do you speak Sasquatch?
Yeah, well, that part of it's guesswork. You know,
that's why I look. I've seen pictures. I've seen the pictures of the feet in print. You know, stuff like that. I don't know. To me,
so this is a hoax worldwide.
I wouldn't say hoax worldwide.
Yeah.
Just throwing that out. I wouldn't say.
I don't think it's real. I'm sorry. To me personally, I don't have any beliefs in it. Because I can't. There's no.
Listen, unless that motherfucker comes in through that fucking door right now, or whatever. That's some other shit. I don't believe in it.
I can't sit here and say, because there's like, when you compound the evidence, there's not enough evidence to prove that there's something out there.
None of it's
than
been
to
verified.
prove that there's more evidence to prove hoax than there is real.
Actually, I can hit you with something before we tune out. The most famous sighting that you have probably seen is not of a Bigfoot, but it is of an abominable snowman. And it is the abominable snowman that greeted Mike Wazowski and Sully to the Himalayas and gave them some snow cones.
Yes.
I feel like everybody has seen that.
Yeah.
That's the most famous sighting ever.
All right,
on
so
God.
let's finish asking the actual question of the episode. Joey,
All right.
you basically answered. Dad, what's your point?
It's going to be a long answer.
Is
but
this real?
I do believe that this creature is real. I believe what you had said before about the separation of family. I do believe that. I do believe that it's in a part of it's smart enough to cover its own tracks, but there's a part of me that doubts it as well. You know, like there's a part of me that says I'm not really sure. So I guess this week I'm going to be on the fence. I'm not sure. I don't want to call it a hoax, like you said, Josh. I can't say it's a hoax. There's too much out there. There's too much that people have seen, but there's not enough real evidence. You know, so that's my answer.
All right, Eric, what do you think?
I believe that it was alive at one point. If it's extinct, it is. Then people are just messing with us at this point. I'm not gonna say. Yeah, I'm on the fence.
All right, well, I'll chime last. Is this real? For me, I would say, at least right now in our current time, I'm gonna say no. I can't sit here and say I believe it did live at one point. I think it might have been there, and like I said before, it went all the way back to the 1800s. So I think there definitely is that possibility that it could have been real.
Right.
But if you're asking me right now, is this real? Then I would actually have to say no.
All right.
Never give up.
Never surrender.
All right.
So thanks for everyone tuning in. Join us next week for another episode of Is This Real? Guys, thank you again. Good night, everybody.
Oyatsumi.
Good night.
Konnichiwa, bitches. It's Ryu West speaking. If you want to find out more about the Is This Real podcast, follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/isthisrealpc, or on Twitter at isthisrealpc, or on Instagram at isthisrealpodcast, all one word.